We got Rashad Coulter back here on the program. Is going to be taking on Yaozong Hu at UFC Fight Night 141 on November 24th in Beijing. Rashad, what's going on, man? How are you?
Doing great, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well. It's good to catch up with you again. And I imagine this is the first time you're going to Beijing. What an opportunity this is.
Yeah, man. It is my first time in Beijing, and I'm excited, man. I've always said I wanted to go to the Great Wall of China, and here we go. Thanks to God, man. He's given me the opportunity to travel the world, and now I get to check this off my bucket list. Never in a million years that I think I'll be going to the Great Wall of China.
That's awesome, man. When are you leaving? Because this fight's coming up here next week.
Yeah, I'm leaving Friday, as a matter of fact. I'm getting over there early to get acclimated to the time and the climate and all that stuff.
Good stuff. And who are you bringing with you? I know sometimes the UFC can be a little, tricky when it comes to the corner situation.
Yeah, I'm bringing my boy Charles Bird, one of my boxing partners too, Tony Mack, and he's in a lot of our guys' corners, a boxing coach, and my fellow 205er Kennedy and Zeku, who just signed with the UFC. So we're gonna be over there, man.
That's great. How much of a boost was it to see Kennedy get signed like that? I mean, we knew that he was UFC caliber. He needed a little bit more seasoning, but now he's finally in the big show.
That's like my little brother, man. I was so excited to be there to witness it on both occasions. And we just knew it was going to come. We just didn't know when it was going to come. He didn't need to show that he's so talented. He didn't need to show to get signed to the UFC. But telling you right now, man, this dude is about to shake the entire 205 division up. So it's four of us now in the 205 division from our gym. So we about to turn that whole division upside down.
Were you surprised to get this fight at all, just with the fact that, coming off 3 state losses? I know you're entertaining, but, sometimes you never know with the UFC.
You know what, man? I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, man. And like they say, favor ain't fair. And the thing with me is that I knew that I was entertaining. I knew that, I'm a very exciting fighter. But at the end of the day, me and my team, man, we just missed it at first. We missed it because we took these 3 fights at heavyweight. And 205 is my natural weight class. And, I can hang with the best in the world at a heavyweight. But, when you go into those weight classes, man, and myself, I'm naturally this size. It's just a different ball game. We're fighting the best in the world at 205. And I was just getting hurt too much up there at heavyweight. My first fight, I suffered a rupture, a torn quad muscle versus Chase Sherman. And I tore my quad muscle in 2 places. And then, like, my second fight, with Tai Tuivasa, that didn't go my way. And the third fight with Chris De La Rocha, man, I broke my hand on the first exchange that I hit him with. I broke my hand, dislocated my finger. I partially tore my LCL and partially tore my MCL. So, I wasn't surprised, man. And I'm just thankful and honored that Mick Maynard and the UFC see something to me, and they're giving me an opportunity to fight at my natural weight class.
And I think, too, credit to your fight style. I mean, you're never in a boring fight. You referenced the Sherman fight there. That was incredible. So I think that's part of it as well. I think people can take a page out of your book, knowing that if you go out there and fight, there can be opportunities. Let's talk about the matchup, though. How do you feel like you match up against who in this fight?
This was a great fight for me, man. He's kind of tricky. Like, he looks like he likes to stand up, but I know I've seen some videos of him grappling as well. It's gonna match up well. Styles make fights, but at the end of the day, man, it really doesn't matter. Like, I'm coming forward. I'm coming to win. My job is on the line, and technically speaking, man, his job is on the line too. I mean, even though he hasn't fought in over a year. But at the same time, man, you got 2 guys that's willing to lay it all on the line, and I'm coming, man. Like, I'm coming, but I'm gonna be a smarter fighter this fight, man. I'm not gonna go out there to be like the crowd pleaser, even though it's in my blood. Like, it's gonna be exciting, but I'm not gonna go out there and try to take his head off with every single shot.
Right. More calculated. I like that. One of the things you look at in this matchup, you have to anyways, is experience. I mean, you've got a lot more fights than he does. How much do you feel like that will play into this matchup?
I feel like that has a lot to do with it, man, to be honest. But hey, man, he spent a lot of time out at Greg Jackson's. and I believe he's at Tiger Muay Thai right now. So he's surrounded by a lot of vets. He's had a lot of vets in his corner. So, I mean, being in the UFC, man, like I mean, you don't just get to the UFC just to get to the UFC. So I think my experience is going to play again. I've been in the bigger fights. I've been under the lights. I've fought on TV 3 times for all my fights. So I think that plays out to my factor for this fight.
You mentioned, one of your training partners there, Charles Bird. Who are some of the other guys that have been pushing you for this camp ahead of this matchup?
Man, we got some of the best 205ers in the world, to be honest. Charles Bird. I got Kennedy and Zechku, like I told you, just signed. We got also Alonzo Minifield, my boy Ryan Spann. My boy Jeff Neal has been crucial.
What a fight
And
that is, him taking on Bilal Muhammad. I can't wait for that one.
I can't wait for that one either, man. But I'm telling y'all, Jeff is going to be a world champion. Mark my words. Watch what I tell you. Jeff Neal is going to be a world champion. Any of our 205ers are going to be world champions as well. We got a lot of guys that's coming up that's not signed that will be in the UFC as well, like Ramiz Brahima. He's been crucial as well for me in this fight camp. So, I'm just surrounded by a great team at Fortis MMA, all my training partners. If it wasn't for them, man, like I wouldn't be as exciting as I am. I mean, I'm the one that has to get in there and fight. I'm the one that has to throw the hands, but these guys are the guys that surround me, man. These are the ones that push me. These are the ones that make me able to go out there and fight the way that I fight. So it's going to be an exciting fight. We got a lot of exciting fighters coming up. So y'all stay tuned, man. Fortis MMA is about to blow up.
Yeah, if it hasn't already. I mean, we've seen some great performances as well, and it's just so good to see your gym get on the map with all the hard work you guys have been putting in. You've referenced it a couple times. You're dropping down to 205 for this fight. Anything you've done differently in terms of your diet to make that weight limit?
Oh yeah, man. I have I got a great sponsor for Fit Meals Prep. They prepared all my food and everything for me, helping me get the weight off of this fight. To be honest, man, when I started this fight camp, when I got this contract and I signed this contract, I was as big as 261 pounds when I started. Yeah, when I started fight camp, because like I had surgery on my hand, and I really couldn't do anything because even after I had surgery, I had the tears in my knee, so I got up there to 261. Man, I'm gonna post some before and after pictures, but I also got with an excellent strength and conditioning coach. Thanks to my other training partner, Darren Williams. He turned me on to a guy named Michael Scatia, and he's been taking care of all of my team strength and conditioning, along with the tag team of Fit Meals Prep. They've been great, man. My cardio's been great. Because it was a big concern. I got up to 261 and then dropping down to, that's a lot of weight to cut from my last fight up until now. But that combination between Scatia and Fit Meals Prep, man, it's changed my life.
Do you have to cut more weight in the U.S. just because of the travel time? And I know you retain water when you're flying. Have you sort of strategized for that?
I most certainly have. Like a lot of people, cut 15 pounds is okay, but I plan on getting on the plane about anywhere between 210 and to 215, like anywhere between there. So I don't want to go to Beijing and have to worry about um, finding a place to cut weight or there's always something that goes on, especially when you go into another country. I'm going to somebody else's backyard, and I'm not saying that they're going to do this, but you never know what you're going to face. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember one UFC card, a lot of the fighters didn't have hot water in their room, so they couldn't do like the bath cut like they wanted to and all that. So we're taking the proper precautions on my end before I leave to get as low as possible, so I don't have to worry about cutting so much weight when I get there.
How do you see this fight unfolding on November 24th?
Me winning. I'm just gonna win, man. Like we all want the knockout, we all want the finish, but I'm gonna be patient. It's gonna be exciting, and I promise you, as God is my witness, I will be victorious, and it's gonna be devastating.
I can't wait for this fight. UFC Fight Night 141, November 24th, like I mentioned. Rashad, always good catching up with you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, man, you can find me on social media at Rashad Coulter _UFC. My Facebook is just my name, Rashad Coulter, or my Twitter account, which is Rashad Coulter. All of them are my name. I'm very easy to find. My sponsors is Miko.co, Fit Meals Prep, Global Fight Talk, Michael Scacia, who is my strength and conditioning coach. Everybody at my boy Tony Mack Elite Training, Fortis MMA. Everybody's just stepped up to help me for this fight, man. I greatly appreciate you guys, and we're going to bring this victory home.